I don't know if any of my subscribers has sent me a video. I'm not a video request doing this particular story or not, but I said I'm compelled to do one because I saw Kimberly Frazier speak on it. I saw Town Biz speak on it, and shout out to both of them. And I will leave the link in the description to both of their videos about this commentary in which I'm about to speak on right now. If you don't know who this guy is, this is actor named Viggo Mortensen. If you are familiar with the Lord of the Rings movies, he played the Aragorn character in all three Lord of the Rings films. Now, it might sound a little familiar with you if you are familiar or were fans of those movies. I wasn't really a fan of Lord of the Rings, but I knew certain characters, and his being one of them because he was a primary character in those films. But he has this new film coming out called Green Book that also stars himself and Mahershala Ali. And Chris Miller, or Black Up India, Chris Crazy House, did a video about this particular movie a few weeks ago. I think it was sometime last month, around the time when the trailer dropped, and he was breaking it down. To be honest, I didn't really have any interest in seeing the movie. Nothing against Mahershala Ali because he's a fantastic actor, but that movie, it won't get my views. Whether if I had to pay for it or watch it on a bootleg or stream it, there's no way I would watch it even if it came on TV, because it just doesn't look like something that would appeal to me or many people, especially a lot of black people in particular. But anyway, there was a panel discussion in which he and Mahershala Ali were on stage and they were talking about the film. It was probably one of those things where they could have had a screening for, because I notice a lot of films nowadays have screenings for the public to go see as well as the press, and they'll have certain actors and actresses from the movie come and they'll ask questions and things of that nature, which I actually like because it's real engaging with the audience. And he was talking about the film, and then he up and out of nowhere just bluntly said the N-word. And it wasn't the N-I-G-G-A, it was the N-I-G-G-E-R. And he had the gall, the unmitigated, uncensored, unfiltered, raw, and uncut gall to say that while Mahershala Ali was sitting right next to him, his co-star. Like right there, at which point I probably would have got up and left. I probably wouldn't have caused a scene, because then you already know how they would have took it and flipped it into its own little narrative. Now, I haven't heard the actual clip of him when he said it, but that's all that's been floating around. Whenever if you type his name into Google, it talks about that. Then he comes out and he says that he apologizes for using the word and things that was said in context and all of this. The main reason why I'm making this video is not only because he said the word, it's because I'm noticing that a lot of white people are using that, oh, I'm using the word in context defense or deflection or excuse in order for them to use the word. If y'all remember, I did a video about a principal, I forgot what state it was in, who was accused of using the N-word multiple times, not only in conferences but also with other students, other black students, and he kept using the N-word with them. And his defense was the same as his: I was using it in context. So if they're saying, when they're saying they're using it in context, they're basically saying, oh, I may have heard it in a song, or I may have heard it in maybe a poem, or it may be a line from a film, and I'm using it in context. They're using that as a defense to try to have black people back down from going at their neck, at which we should not come, at which point we should not, I should say, come at their neck. Because that's their way of using the word. They want to use that word so badly. So they figure, okay, if I say I'm using it in context, maybe they won't come at me as harshly. Maybe I can get my way out of, getting cursed out or being accused of being a racist. Now, I'm almost certain that this guy probably uses this word probably in the movie, or the word is probably floating around in the movie. Leave that in the film. Leave that in the movie. Leave that on the script. Don't bring that over to a panel discussion and think that it's going to be okay. See, they want black people to not come at them whenever they're doing wrong, ever. They want us to always let things slide or roll off our back. And when we call it out, then they'll accuse us of being too sensitive. Because you hear that all the time. They love to say black people are too sensitive, or we're taking things the wrong way, or we're overreacting and being dramatic. They love to say that. But if a black person comes at them and says a certain derogatory word to describe them, then they'll want to say it's reverse racism. Every single time. It always works, and it works like a charm all the time. Well, to them it does. To us, we like, what is reverse racism? Reverse racism isn't even real. And that's another deflection. They want to throw racism onto us so bad, knowing good and damn well we can't be racist because we don't have the power to put racism onto you. How does a group of people create racism and then they lose it to the people that they were being racist against, and then we use it against them? You lose the whole racist thing, but you keep all the power. In order for that to also happen, we would have to have the power as well. We don't even share half of that, a third of it, to be quite honest, a tenth to be even truthful. I'm just saying the things that they love to say. That reverse racism shit is a myth. It's all a figment of their imagination because they need something to go to in order to defend their degeneracy and the filth that usually leaves their mouths when it comes to us. So no, I do not accept this man's apology whatsoever. And I don't see it as genuine. Whenever they apologize, it's only because we came at them. Now, if we let this thing slide, he wouldn't have apologized. He wouldn't have been pushed to apologize. And it's a shame that he was even pushed to apologize. That's how I know it wasn't genuine. He's not even doing it because he wants to. He's doing it because he knows his career could be on the line if he doesn't. But you don't have to worry about me seeing this movie. To be honest, I wasn't going to see the movie to begin with, whether he said this or not. Like I said, it didn't appeal to me to want to watch. I'm actually getting tired of seeing movies like that anyway. It looks like Driving Miss Daisy, but with two men, but in reverse roles where you have a white driver and a black passenger. But I know it's probably something even more deeper than that I really don't want to dissect. But kudos to Mahershala Ali. I like to see black people still working. I mean, certain roles I wouldn't take, but it is what it is. But as far as this guy, I didn't really follow his career that much. Like I said, I wasn't really a fan of Lord of the Rings. I just knew of certain characters, him being one of them. But you don't have to worry about me trying to run to see anything he's a part of, even outside of this. And it doesn't even have so much to do with him, what he said. I just never been a fan of the guy. To be quite honest, I didn't even know who he was by his real name. I only knew him by his character name from Lord of the Rings. So that should let you know something. But that's all I really have to say about this. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.